I thought I was normal. I did almost anything. I was surprised to find out that I had issues. I had a hysterectomy done with Dr. Mary Schneider. Then when I went back to have my checkup with her again, they said that they had noticed that I had an enlarged heart, and she suggested that I go on to a cardiologist to have it checked out before we do anything else.
This is actually the first time I've ever seen this, ever on a CT scan, that I wasn't actually expecting it. So that prompted me to take a closer look at it. I decided that she probably needed a little bit more expertise, so I sent her back over to Mercy to see Dr. Artang with cardiology.
And the problem turned out to be that there was a big hole between the right and left upper chambers of Carol's heart. Now sometimes, a majority of the time, this condition is recognized very early in life, actually in early childhood where the murmur is heard. But if the hole is quite big, then there's no murmur because the hole is very large. Carol have been having this condition basically all her life.
Dr. Artang, he's awesome. He explained everything. I was very comfortable going to him, and I knew that I was in the right place at Mercy.
Since Carol did not have much wrong with her heart besides just the hole, then it was very reasonable to go through the minimally invasive approach. And since we have an excellent surgeon in the house that can do that for us, that was the way to go.
She had had a CAT scan of her abdomen. That was done for a completely unrelated reason. And a very good and smart radiologist going over the CAT scan saw that part of her heart, very small part of her heart, that actually showed up on the CAT scan of her belly, looked big, looked enlarged. What she had was, we call an absent atrial septum. The translation is the wall that separates the blue blood from the red blood part of the heart was completely absent, never developed. So there was quite a bit of mixing of the blood, the blue blood and the red blood in the heart, which puts a lot of strain on the heart muscle as well as in the lungs. This would cause what we call a pulmonary hypertension. That means it would increase the blood pressure in the lungs, and it will eventually result in scarring of the lung blood vessels and lung tissue, progressive heart failure, and eventually person would turn blue and they would not survive.
He went in through my side and under my breast and in through my groin and did the procedure. I was thrilled that they didn't have to have my chest cracked open, but yet it was still major heart surgery. I was concerned about my family. We've gone through tough times and stuff before, and you know, I knew through the love and support of all of us that it was something we would all get through, and they were there with me every step of the way, so it was awesome.
Well, I was worried. I'd still go out and do my farm chores and that, but I tried to check on her as much as I could, and that. She did go into her parents, which are close, for the first week there, so they could be with her all day long where I couldn't be. Because like I said, I kept busy on the farm here. I had to just keep going. And I just reassured her that everything went good, that she was going to be fine, and then just keep listening to her doctors and nurses. That's what I told her.
I saw her later that night when she was in the ICU, and we got to see her. And I was a little scared at that point just because the tubes. I've never had someone so close to me with tubes down their throat and nose, but I knew everything was okay.
Initial thought, just like anybody else, was extremely scared at that point, you know, worrying about what would come from it. And then the road going down too, you know, I sort of figured from the beginning that there would have to be surgery, so it was worrisome.
It's very tricky because this condition for many years would not cause a problem, and once it starts to cause a problem, it's often too late. So it was very lucky for Carol to have that, what we call an incidental finding, where it was recognized that the right side of the heart was enlarged and needed to be addressed.
We didn't have much surprises after we opened the inside of the heart and found the defect. It was a bit bigger than anticipated and was calculated before, and required a larger patch than usual. But the surgery was carried out uneventfully as planned. She recovered very nicely afterwards.
I think we are very fortunate that we were able to see it, first of all, on the CT scan. And then we're so lucky that we have this team of doctors that could work together over at Mercy, both the radiologists and cardiology and cardiovascular surgery. And they really got on this very quickly, and we had an excellent outcome.
I have to give all the credit completely to the doctors and all the staff at Mercy Medical. They were amazing. And not only did they care for Mom very well, but a lot of them went out of their way to even care for us as family members.
I'm thankful to be sitting here doing this with you. I'm thankful for my family. I would never have, you know, with the racing of my heart and stuff, I probably would have just let it go. But I do believe that if you don't feel right, if something doesn't fall into place for you, you know, I mean, it doesn't hurt to have it checked out. It could save your life.